I feel like when you search for monthly reset videos here on YouTube, a lot of it is people cleaning their house, doing laundry, meal prepping, grocery shopping, which are all great things to include in like a monthly or a weekly reset. But to me, these days, particularly those tasks, they just feel like a to-do list of things that I have to do regardless of whether I'm doing a reset or not. And so for this month's reset, I wanted to really focus on doing the things that are going to actually move the needle in terms of making me feel like I have a kind of a fresh start for the month, and I have a plan for what I need to do for the month ahead to get closer to the goals and outcomes that I've set for myself. So that's what we're gonna do in today's video. And basically how I wanna structure it is just going through the goals that I set at my mid-year reset, kind of assessing how I've done so far, and then again, coming up with a game plan for the next month. So I wanted to start with fitness because why not? Part of my goals that I set for myself for the remainder of this year was to have a fit and healthy pregnancy, which that in and of itself is not really, it's pretty vague. And so I added on some specifics to that, including, and I have my goals written down here, strength training 3 to 5 times a week and hitting at least 7,000 steps per day. So, and I will just say, so I also, after I wrote these, I decided to start 75 soft. In 75 soft, I set a step goal of 6,000 steps. I totally forgot that I had set 7,000 steps here, which is fine. There are some days where I did not reach 7,000 steps per day, but if I looked at my average, I would be over 7,000 steps for the month per day, because there are some days, yeah, where I only got like 6,100 or something like that. But then there's also quite a few days where I'm getting 8, 9, 10,000 steps per day. So on average, I am on track with that. As far as the strength training 3 to 5 times per week goes, I want to like give myself a pat on the back. When I went into this pregnancy, I wanted to have a fit pregnancy. I wanted to be one of those girls who worked out and yeah, just was able to be fit during my pregnancy. And first trimester hit, nausea, extreme fatigue, and I was like, that might not be in the cards for me. But once nausea and fatigue subsided, which I feel like that was around week 17 maybe, I've been feeling great ever since. I've been 100% consistent with my workouts. I've been doing strength training 5 days a week. My workouts have been, for the most part, pretty awesome, and I've been so happy that I've been able to do that as part of this pregnancy. The one thing that I have changed, so when I came into this pregnancy, I was working with an online coach. She would give me workouts and I would just put in my AirPods, listen to music, listen to a podcast, and just do the workout. I am no longer working with her, and I'm no longer just like following workouts that are listed on a piece of paper. I've started doing follow along YouTube videos that are strength training based. I've been doing Sydney Cummings videos, and those have been really, really good in terms of challenging me, keeping up the intensity as is appropriate for someone who's pregnant, and all that good stuff. So yeah, like gold star for me on this. I'm so happy that I've been able to keep this up, and I just have my fingers crossed that for the remainder of my 3rd trimester and up until delivery, I can be fairly consistent. I am starting to feel fatigued, which was to be expected, but I'm hoping it doesn't get too severe and I can still enjoy my workouts up until the time baby boy decides to arrive. So with all of that being said, as far as goals for fitness for the month of August, I think I'm gonna leave it as where I left it. Strength training 3 to 5 times a week and getting 6,000 to 7,000 steps per day. Right now that's manageable, and I'm hoping, like I said, that will be the case for the remainder of my pregnancy. Next, I wanted to chat about nutrition. So at my mid-year reset, I set the goal of prioritizing adequate hydration. So I said 3 liters, and then having a protein intake of 140 grams of protein per day. And then for 75 soft, I said I wanted to eat 25 different fruits and vegetables per week. And I bumped up my water to 3.5 liters. On the water front, I am staying very hydrated. It helps that it's been very hot in Alberta the last little while. I've been drinking 4+ liters a day, so I'm more than exceeding my goal on that, which I'm happy about. Protein goal, not a problem. I think I'm usually closer to 150, 155 grams per day, which to some people that sounds insane, but I love protein. I love eating meat. I love my yogurt. I usually have like maybe a scoop of protein powder a day. Like I love protein, and it keeps me feeling full, so no trouble hitting that. As far as fruits and vegetables, I've also been pretty good with that, and there are some weeks where I eat more than 25 different fruits and vegetables per week. So if you guys are interested in doing that, I highly recommend doing things like frozen fruit. Like there's one blend that I buy, it has strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Like there's 4 right there, right? And then I also buy like frozen pineapple, frozen mango. Oh, what else do we do? Frozen peaches. And then of course all the vegetables and stuff too that I eat. And so I'm doing well on the nutrition front, I would say, as well. So as far as goals nutrition wise go, I want to keep up with where I'm at because I think it's good for someone who is pregnant. I also just want to add in getting in enough calories. So I'm not going to say a specific amount, but I do have a history with anorexia, and throughout this pregnancy I've been hyper aware that there could be a risk that body image stuff and eating enough and all that could be an issue. Thankfully it has not, and I've been really good. Like I've been totally okay with how my body has changed, and I've been more than able to eat sufficiently for my body and for my baby. But as I get closer to the end, my calorie needs are going to continue to increase. I just want to make sure that I'm still staying on top of that, especially now that it's hotter outside. I feel like I have zero appetite, and so I just need to stay on top of making sure that I'm still fueling a growing baby boy and my body as well. My content creation goal for the remainder of the year was to get monetized on YouTube. So my first video for this channel came out on June 28th, I think. And at that point, like, yes, I have the longer term goal of getting monetized, but at the time I just wanted to be like, I just want to be consistent, like post one video every week and just kind of get a feel for what kind of content I'm posting here, and just getting in the groove of filming and editing and fitting that into my schedule and all of that, which I have posted a video every week, so got that done. And yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get into a groove and like in the mindset of content creator, thinking about video ideas to do next and like what shots to get and all of that. So I think I'm on the right track. I'm not looking super close at analytics. I am going in and just having a peek just out of curiosity. And so far, like video 1 had X number of views. Video 2 had more views than that. Video 3 had more views than that. So I'm definitely trending in the right direction, which is super exciting. It's just when you start from nothing, it takes a little bit or a lot to build that momentum. As far as a content creation goal for the month of August, I feel like this is the theme, just more of the same of what I did in July. So posting one video that goes live every single Monday, and just trying to just hone in on the craft of being a content creator. I think one thing I do want to focus on is being a little bit more intentional prior to picking up my camera. There's videos that I posted of just like a week in the life of 75 soft kind of thing. And I've kind of approached those with, I'm going to film my week, whatever happens, happens. Those can be challenging to edit afterwards because it's like, what is the common theme through all of this? Like, you've got random clips of your day. Like, how are we just gonna bring this all together in a pretty bow. And so I want to kind of be like, doing a week in the life is fine. I just want to be more intentional about like picking a theme, or like, even though I don't know how the week's going to go, I still want to go into it thinking like, this is kind of like the structure and theme or whatever that I'm focusing on for this week. And of course, I feel like I can't do this video without chatting a little bit about pregnancy. I don't want pregnancy and, you know, going into motherhood to be the only thing I talk about. I know I've talked about pregnancy here and there in my videos so far, but I've really wanted to just not make that the only thing about me now. Like, I love talking about it. Like, when people see me, it's a very easy topic to bring up. You know, they ask, when are you due? How's it going? Is it a boy or a girl? Like, and I love talking about it, but I don't want it to be the only thing that I'm talking about. But I thought I would just give this video a little chunk of time on pregnancy. So like I said in the fitness section, so far, like, I'm feeling great, and I'm praying to God that that will continue up until delivery, that I'll feel pretty good and just everything is just chugging along as it should. I have no reason to believe that it won't at this point. I'm active, I'm staying hydrated, I'm eating well, I'm trying to get enough sleep, and yeah, I'm checking all those boxes that are all working in my favor. So yeah, I'm hoping the remainder of this pregnancy will be uneventful. At my mid-year reset, I said I wanted to set up the nursery, buy the essential baby items, and create a postpartum package. The nursery is in progress, but at the same time, I'm not super worried about it. My mother-in-law painted the walls in the nursery, so it's a very cute boyish blue. Just need to put the baseboards back up, and I'm gonna order some cute decals for it, and then just kind of, it's gonna be a very basic nursery. It's nothing Instagram worthy or anything like that. The reason I'm not super concerned about it is because for the first little while, he's gonna be sleeping in our room in a bassinet or a crib or something. So it's not like it needs to be done before he's here, but it would be nice to have it done before he's here, because I'm sure it's just gonna be chaos once he is here. So there's that. As far as buying essential baby items goes, I've been dragging my butt so bad. I've bought things here and there. So like at Walmart, I've bought stuff. Our friends gave us a crib. We bought a car seat, but there's still a list of things that I want to buy. We did go into the city with the intention of shopping for baby, and then we found out that the store we were going to go to is closed. So literally, if we wanted to do like a big baby haul, we would have to drive 2 hours from here to go do that. So my plan is just to make an order online, and I haven't done that. Hopefully I get it done today. I need to get it done. And I also need to get my registry done. Like, we have a baby shower coming up. People are like, what can we buy you? Do you have a registry? I'm like, I haven't. I plan to, but I haven't. And I know the clock is ticking on these very, very fast. So it's like, this is important that you get this done. And then the whole postpartum package thing, I have no idea what's included in that. I know you want witch hazel, maybe adult diapers. I don't know. Nipple cream. I don't know. Like, you guys, I'm so bad. So, and I know it would be as simple as asking ChatGPT, what do I need postpartum to like kind of help me out? Getting that list, going on Amazon, buying the things. So note to self, please do that. Yeah. In July here, we also did a hospital tour. So our hospital where I'm gonna be delivering did like a 3-hour tour prenatal combo kind of class. And story time, because this is such a ridiculous story. So we live like 45 minutes from the hospital, and it was held one evening after work, and my husband got home a little bit later than would have been ideal. We jumped in the truck and I was like, I need something to eat before we do this because it's a 3-hour class. I cannot wait those 3 hours to eat. Like, I'm just gonna absolutely lose all steam. And when that happens, I am a completely useless human being. So we decided to go to Subway, grab some subs, and then head to the hospital. Subway took way longer than it should have because there was multiple people in front of us who apparently it was their first time on earth and don't know how to order a sandwich. And so that took way too long. So we were behind the 8 ball, like from the time we went home, but then taking longer at Subway put us even more behind. We got to the hospital, I think right at 6 when the class was supposed to be starting. And of course, there's construction. And my husband and I aren't super familiar with the hospital. We haven't had much of a reason to go there other than to see like a relative or something who's there. But we knew there is a outdoor parking lot close to the main entrance. It's truck friendly. We'll park there. We get to the hospital. That parking lot is gone and it's just filled with construction. So we're like, oh my gosh, like my husband drives a 1-ton Chevy. You can't just zip into an underground parking lot without like considering how tall and how much clearance there is. So he's like, I'm gonna drop you off at the front. You go in, find the class, tell them we're here, and I will catch up with you. So he drops me off to go find parking. I truck into the hospital with, I needed a yoga mat, I had my pillow, I had my water bottle ready to go. Had these instructions with how to get to the auditorium we needed to be at. And I don't know what happened, guys, but I got lost in the hospital. I went into an elevator on the main floor and I don't know what level I ended up on, but it was not the right one. I walked all the way to the right down the entire floor that I was on, did not find it, walked all the way back, and I'm panicking at this point because now I'm lost and I'm also late. And there's no one to be found except this one guy. He was pushing a cart with trays of food for patients, and I'm like, hey, do you know where this auditorium is? Can you help me out? He's like, I don't know where it is, but come with me and I'll help you find it. So he brings me into a service elevator, takes me to another floor, still not the right floor. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't know where you need to go, but there's a cafe over here. They'll be able to help you out. I was like, okay, thank you very much. Went to the cafe. There's no one there. And I start to panic. I start to cry. Oh my God, I don't know where to go. So I go back, find some elevators. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the main floor and I'm just gonna start this process over again. And by that time, I get a call from Lucas and he's like, where are you? Because at this point, Lucas has already had enough time to park his truck, get into the hospital, find the auditorium. He walked in there and because he didn't have a pregnant lady with him, they made a joke. They're like, this isn't the AA meeting. Like, this is a prenatal class. I think you're lost. And he's like, haha, no, I don't know where my wife is. So he called me and I was like, I'm going to the main floor. I'm gonna try this over again. And yeah, when I started over again, I was able to find it just fine. So I have no idea what happened. I was completely frazzled by the time I got to this class. But the tour and the class were really good. It gave me a lot of comfort that like now we know there's construction at the hospital and it's still likely gonna be going on when it's time for me to deliver. We know that Lucas's truck can fit in one of the underground parking lots. We know how to get to the maternity ward. We know what that looks like. We know when we should be coming to the hospital. It was definitely worth the stress of getting there to take that class for sure. So, and like my husband was like, this makes this really real because when we were in the maternity ward, there was a dad pushing his newborn baby down the hall and the wife, trailing behind, looking obviously very uncomfortable from delivering. And it was just like, this is happening. This is definitely happening. So yes, that's definitely the goal within like the next week, like order what I need yet for the baby, order what I need for postpartum, and set up my registry. If I do nothing else, I need to do those 3 things. So those are like my goals. I also set things like I was looking at my mid-year reset goal list. I also had attend all prenatal appointments, which I've done. I've been good about that. Follow recommendations by my healthcare team. I've gotten some vaccinations. That's about the only recommendation I've had recently. Done that. Read 12 books. I had a goal to read 12 books from July 1st to December 31st. I just finished What to Expect When You're Expecting, and I've started a guide to childbirth book. I'll put it up on the screen. What to Expect When You're Expecting was a beast. It was a thick book and lots of words on every page. It took a long time to get through. This childbirth book, I don't think is going to take nearly as long. So I feel like I've only read one book in the month of July, but I feel like now that I'm past that book, I should be able to catch up with my goal. Again, once baby's here, I have no idea what any sort of reading is going to look like. Am I going to have the energy or time or ability to read? I don't know, but it's still a nice goal to have for sure, because I just, especially right now, I feel like I'm finally in the mode of like, yeah, I read What to Expect When You're Expecting. Now I'm reading this childbirth book. I'm likely going to read some sort of postpartum newborn book after that, because I feel like, again, just the idea that things are coming very fast has finally hit me in the brain. So yeah, we'll keep that on there and keep chugging along with our reading. And that's kind of it for my goals. As I said, I wanted this reset to be a lot more focused on my goals rather than you guys just watching me clean my house, do my laundry, meal prep, grocery shop. What else do I do in a reset? Those are the big ones. I still have to do all those things. I will do all those things, but I want my resets to be more intentional and like with a purpose of making me feel refreshed, and not like I just spent my entire weekend doing a laundry list of chores that I need to get done. Like, I feel like I can easily get into that spot where I don't have a lot of time during the week to clean my house and things like that. Like, I'll do a load of laundry here and there, but for the most part, all of those household chores fall to the weekend. And I can get into a place where I'm at work all week, that feels like chaos, and then I have to do everything at home on the weekends, and I have no time to just chill out. And yeah, that doesn't sound like a reset to me. I don't want to spend my weekends doing all those things. I want, like, yes, I have obligations to keep my house nice and taken care of and all those things, but there's more than that. So that's why goals came first today, because that's, I feel like, how it needs to be now. Again, like I said, who knows what it's going to be like even like 2 weeks from now. Pregnancy is wild. And then definitely once my son is here, that's so weird to say. Once my son is here, I know my life is going to be turned upside down. So we're just going to do what we're doing with what we're familiar with now, and then once that reality hits, we will deal with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this more chattier reset. And I hope it inspires you to maybe put a little bit more focus on your goals, and I was gonna say less focus on like household resets. Again, that is important, but that doesn't need to be the whole thing. So I'd be curious to hear from you guys. What are some goals you're setting for the month of August? I know some people definitely take August as a time to just like chill out, disconnect, enjoy the sun, that kind of thing. But people tend to have more free time. This could be a perfect opportunity to like buckle down, get some things done, all that good stuff. So I'm curious to hear from you. Are you kind of relaxing, enjoying the summer, or are you going after some goals? And if you are going after some goals, put them down in the comments. I want to hear what you're going after. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you next time. Bye.